Alright, you pigeons, so you're asking for the build on the solo flaws from last video. The Karnstein solar lock build. This will be pretty quick because it's not too complicated, but I'll just get into it now. So, fragments are ashes and searing, like you always run in Warlock. So, searing for the melees and fire sprites. Ashes for the scorch stack, so you can ignite shit with a melee nade combo. Empyrean and Solus is for Karnstein because Karnstein got the mini rework where it now grants ×3 cure, which is just full health, and then restoration. If you get a melee kill, it's restoration ×1. If you get a finisher, it's restoration ×2. Don't worry about having ×1 or ×2. Just get restoration at all to start, and then when you have an opportunity for a finisher, that's when you want to get to ×2. Maintaining it with Sunshot due to Empyrean is very easy, especially with all the ads in the dungeon, so that's the thing you can do there. What else here? I run Icarus, Touch of Flame. I hate heat rises, so having Resto through Karnstein, it just opens this up. You can also run the Broken Fusion Aids with Touch of Flame. I run Celestial Fire for the ranged Karnstein proc. I know people like Snap, but I'm not a fan. Burst Glide because any other sucks. And then Phoenix Dive for your oh shit moment. So that's the subclass. And well, obviously. The mods are, I guess I'll just talk about important ones. So Heavy Finder and Harmonic Siphon are musts in my opinion. If this has to be a 4 cost, drop Ashes. If you can get like what I have here, like a minor mod with Ashes, that would be definitely ideal and still have good stats. Gloves, Solar Loader, Impact Induction because you get a lot of melees from Ember of Searing. And then I prefer Fastball. I get people don't, but I do. Scorn Dungeon, so Void and Solar. I guess the Scions at the end are maybe, I don't even know. But just run Void Solar and Custom Dampener, just leave this on. Boots, Recuperation, Innervation. You can switch Innervation out for Insultation or better already, but I just run this. Scav depends on your heavy weapon. Since I'm running the Cataphract, I use Strand. I'll get into weapons in a second, by the way, because I know not everyone has this. And then this is just for maintaining armor charge for when you switch to damage loadout, so you have ×3. This should actually just be snap load finisher. You don't need healthy finisher at all with Karnstein, so run snap load finisher. This is for collecting orbs when you dive, so that you'll proc recuperation and just heal the full. And then bomber just for a few extra fusion aids because they're OP. So that's that. Damage loadout. It's pretty simple stuff. Instead of running Radiant Powerful like in a team, run targeting for my Succession and my Strand or heavy weapon, whatever you're using, just so you proc bait and switch a little faster. And then Harmonic Siphon I leave on because I'm still shooting ads during damage if you watch, just so they don't, like, I don't GL myself, for example, and I keep up Radiant and Resto. Dexterity for your lowest handling weapon. These are technically tied, but I just throw on Strand Dex. Our Harmonic Loader just left it on, and Fastball. Chest piece is the exact same. Triple Surge here. It's pretty self-explanatory. And then you switch out the finisher mod for time dilation. I leave this on to collect armor charge if I really need it, and I don't want to leave a well or something, for example. So, weapons. I know not everyone has Cataphract, so there are multiple options you can use. Apex is one. I think it's still fine. It's just a little scuffed. Another option would be Cataclysmic or Briars. They're both pretty good here. It won't be the same damage as this, obviously, but it's just pretty safe. You can't like GL yourself like I did Final Stand on one attempt, so that is always a safe option. You could even do like Wendigo with auto-loading Explosive Light because you'll make a lot of orbs with Wished Into Being. So you'll shoot off your 6 Wendigo and then shoot like a loaded question or something here Actually, you can't do that because you switch it on, but or this new strand fusion. So that's what I do there. So for the first boss, I use Heritage to kill those annoying lantern guys that are tanky as hell unless you crit them. Second boss, I use this for damage. And then final, I just leave Succession on. And then Succession is always on pre-damage. So like this is pre-damage loadout, and then this is when you get to damage. Drop your weld swap in the animation. Is there anything else to cover? I think that's pretty much it. Just really focus on keeping resto up at all times. Melee will full heal you, and you should be able to one-tap melee pretty much most things, except for the like the ogre encounter. You can't one-shot the taken acolytes with a melee, but you can melee finisher them, which is really good. Artifact mods, I mean, it's just all solar plus solo operative. This is good for my cataphract, but not necessary. You could switch this out for whatever you want. Maybe even not that, but you get what I'm saying. You could switch this out. So that's pretty much it. Solar. This mod is the reason you don't need torches, by the way, if you're wondering where torches is. So that's that. That's the build. If you don't have cataphract, try it. Just when you're doing your practice runs, just try out different options. Like I think Briars for ogre will be really good, and then I think Cataclysmic for final is good. But just mess around with it, test it before you do your attempts. Just find a loadout that works consistently for each boss. I would leave Sunshot on the entire run. I would never take it off. But if you need to like Wither Horde Zoe, that's probably fine. But yeah, that's the build. If you have any questions, just put them in the comments. I'll answer them. And if you want like an actual dungeon guide, I can do that as well. But it's pretty simple, I'd say. Just keep resto up, and you'll be golden. So enjoy the build.